Guys, welcome to Vitamix. Who out there in my crowd has one of these machines? Well, a lot of you, great. So those of you who do not have a Vitamix yet, perfect opportunity to get it. I'm going to show you three very, very simple recipes that are going to completely change the way you eat. Very simple. I would say one of the number one reasons that people have a hard time eating healthy is the time that it takes to do it. Now, Vitamix owners and non-Vitamix owners, I want to introduce you to something that Vitamix just came out with. It's called our Perfect Scale, Perfect Blend Scale. One of the hardest things, again, about eating healthy is the process that goes into it. So, those of you who are interested, come in a little bit closer. I'm going to show you how this works. So it's a scale that is so dialed in, it measures a tenth of a gram. That's like one spinach leaf that it dials in. So, show you how this app-based scale works. We have all kinds of different recipes, over 500 recipes included. I'm going to go right here to my favorites. These are recipes that we as demonstrators do in our demonstration. We're going to go ahead and do the green smoothie. So, click on that, hit the blend button, and I'm going to start over and show you step by step of how easy this machine alongside our scale, app-based scale, makes it to cook like a professional chef. Could you imagine having a professional chef in your kitchen showing you how to make perfect recipes? The flavors are perfect every single time. I'm very concerned about my caloric intake. I have been for quite some time. The neat thing about the scale in the app, using it with your Vitamix machine, is it measures 100% of everything you're putting in there. So I know when I'm drinking a smoothie how much is in there. It's fantastic. So we're going to follow the recipe here with the app. Now, again, this measures in grams. The recipe calls for, can you tell me, sir, how many grams of pineapple is in there?
Well, 0 grams right now, but it wants 320 grams.
320 grams. Now, anybody here have an idea of how much 320 grams of pineapple is? Absolutely not. That's why so many people have a hard time venturing out in the kitchen, being creative, making new recipes. It's uncertainty that we all have, okay? With the Vitamix machine, the scale system, you get perfection every single time, okay? Again, measuring out in grams, so your caloric intake is absolutely perfect. Look at this. How cool is that? A neat thing about this application is that my kids get involved in cooking with me. They have so much fun, okay? So we're gonna move on to the next ingredient, which is banana. Again, measuring out in grams. You don't have to be a professional chef to get professional results. You simply need professional tools like the chefs are using. That is your Vitamix machine, okay? And you hear that ding? Imagine the confidence that this is gonna give you in the kitchen. It is amazing. So we've got so far orange, we've got our pineapple, our banana, some spinach, and I have to think very little on how to do this. A neat feature, again, it's weight by grams. If I don't have a particular amount of one ingredient or the other, it's gonna recalibrate based on the weight, how much calories, how much carbs, everything in there. So what you could do is scroll down to the next recipe here. If you are sticky fingers dirty, you don't wanna touch that, you could even hit the up button right there. My good friend and new Vitamix owner recently, boom. We're gonna hit the up button, moves us to the next recipe. And if anybody caught that, the light around up is blinking. That means you can move on to the next recipe, okay? And agave. Now, my friends, watch very closely right here. It measures out, and you saw with the spinach, how precise this can get. Again, we hear the ding, it's success, the confidence this is gonna give you in the kitchen. The fact your friends are going to be so wowed by the things you're doing. You're the center of attention. Your Vitamix is the tool you're using. The scale and app, it dials you in perfectly. So the next ingredient that we have here is
Blended up protein.
blended up protein. I don't have any here, so a nice thing at home too, let's say you run out of protein, you can hit the up, move on to the next ingredient, which is ice. Now guys, just for you, I did bring in the sugar-free ice. It's the perfect way to do your smoothies. I know. There you go, boom. And no calories in my ice too. See? Moved on to the next one. Now a nice thing about this app is when you first set it up, you tell it what Vitamix machine you have. Now you non-Vitamix owners, you're gonna get one today. Your friends, if you wanted to buy the scale for their Christmas presents, they have a Ninja or something else, you can set that up in there too. It's just a normal blender. So it's gonna have us go on to the next step, which is the blending time. Okay, I have an automatic Vitamix machine. If I were to set that up in the base, it would tell me to put on the smoothie setting, press start, and we're ready to go. If you have the manually operated Vitamix machine, you just hit the play button, turn it on, start on the high speed, and you're good to go, okay? Who's pranking me? There we go. All right, my friends, for quicker processing, we have this tempura stick. Makes getting all those big chunks of food down to the plate a very simple process. One of my favorite features about the Vitamix machine is there's such little effort that goes in to cooking, to eating healthy, okay? And you can see that. Normal blenders, you have to take the blade off, use a spatula. Unless you're crazy and want to try to use a spatula while you're blending and get a little extra fiber in your diet, that's what's up. Now again, one of my favorite features about the app is we are going to show you that we nutritionally analyze every single recipe. You're going to get exactly what you're looking for. So any of you who are calorie conscious or, again, carbs, fats, any of that, we're going to show you how to be precise. Now this app does link up with Apple Fit or the Google Android-based one as well. So we've got our jar on the scale. Now down here in the serving size, the number 2 you can see right now, you can click on that button and change the serving size, the volume. And based on what you choose determines when you get the needle to the green, as I'm going to show you now, how much calories you're consuming in your drink. My friends, you can see how utilizing a Vitamix machine alone can change the way that you eat. Having the scale in the app combined with the Vitamix machine gives you such precision in flavors, which is super important. Who here have ever made anything that your kids won't eat because it tastes terrible? I used to do that all the time. Having precise flavors every single time, you don't waste anything. It's fantastic. Vitamix is only $499 in Costco. Amazing deal. They're well over $600 elsewhere for what I'm selling here. The app, $99 online, $80 in Costco. Now again, guys, you can see here, it measures out all by weight. So per serving, I have 183 grams of calories. That's 11.42 ounces. Now if I did less, it would automatically calibrate the calories, the carbs, everything else there for you. Cool? Very cool. Now my friends, next we're gonna show you how to do an ice cream. Vitamix is the #1 bar blender around the world because of how well it crushes ice. And we all know that's the fastest way to break a blender. So try that smoothie. We're gonna get cranking for you on an ice cream. Amazing. Now my favorite feature is the cleanup on a Vitamix machine, the cleanup. Worst part about cooking, what is it? Cleaning. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and throw some soapy water for just a few quick seconds, and Vitamix self-cleans. You never ever have to take the blade off. Guys, I actually argue with my wife who gets to do the dishes, not who has to. It's fantastic, and it's completely sealed off. You're never gonna hurt this machine. Anybody know where Vitamix is made?
America.
It's American made. These things are amazing. So let's show you an ice cream. Now, one of my favorite recipes to do with my kids is green apple ice cream. Anybody have kids here? Yeah, how do they like veggies? Like honestly, do they eat spinach and enjoy it? Most adults, it's a gallon of salad dressing, and then they enjoy spinach. That's how I am. So we're gonna show you how to make something so delicious that the kids love it. So we make green smoothies, green ice creams. My kids are eating so healthy, and that is what I love about this machine, is it helps us to eat the way that we all should be eating. So we have spinach, a little apple juice, banana. This is the cream, so it's a fat-free ice cream. You know what I call this? It's my tiny, tiny ice cream. It won't go from the lip to the hip, okay? And then again, some fat-free ice we're gonna throw in here. And remember, Vitamix is built to do this. Unlike a traditional blender that have sharp blades wearing out very quickly, Vitamix has proven that a dual blade system works the best. We hit the ice at over 240 miles an hour. It shatters the ice into crystals, giving you that perfect margarita texture every single time. And again, that's why your favorite coffee shops, smoothie shops, bars all around the world are using a Vitamix machine. Now our 6500 we're using, pre-programmed, your three favorite features already programmed on this machine. So there's no thinking about what setting to use, how long to go for. On this frozen setting, we're going to hit start, and that's it. Again, for quicker processing, you can use the temper stick. Get everything out of that way a little bit quicker. And then we want to look for one color, okay? When everything's flooded up, anybody have an ice cream maker at home? Mine's in my attic. I think it takes like an hour to make ice cream. That's why it's cheaper from just to go to the grocery store and buy ice cream. And here we have a perfectly blended ice cream in seconds with a Vitamix machine. It's amazing how quick and easy Vitamix is to use and to clean. So instead of paying way too much money for ice cream at home, why not take just a few short seconds? I mean, really, if you think about it, quicker to do what I just did than the commercial break on your favorite TV show and you and your family are watching. So a little popcorn, some good healthy ice cream, you guys are set. And you know with certainty that your family is eating the way that they should be eating. So we're gonna show this ice cream, and then next I'm gonna show you the complete opposite of what just happened, which is heating, cooking soup. And I'm gonna go back to our scale to show you how that works, okay, my friends? Remember that the machine comes with a cookbook. If you choose to get the scale alongside the Vitamix machine, the scale has over 500 recipes in there. A nice feature about the scale is you can always add more and more recipes. It's also updated. Anytime the company puts a new recipe on there, it updates for you, so it's constantly evolving and changing. Try that ice cream, my friends. If you do take the ice cream, you're obligated by law to try my soup as well, I'm just saying. And now, to clean it, my favorite feature about this machine. Just some sudsy water, we're gonna crank this bad boy on high for 3, 2, 1, and it's done, it's clean. Never ever removing the blade to clean it. It's that simple to use, to clean. Guys, do you think you'd use the Vitamix based on what I'm showing you right here? Absolutely, it's that easy to do. People use their machine multiple times every single day. And you'll know with certainty your family is getting healthier, which is key. We all want to be healthy. We all know fruits and vegetables are good for us, right? Absolutely. So, we're going to come back in here. Again, under favorites, I've saved the recipes that I do here. We're going to click on the simple tortilla soup recipe and hit blend. Now, you can use this scale as a normal food scale at home. It's totally cool. You could throw your mixing bowl on there. It re-zeroes it out, calibrates it back to 0, and moves us on to the next ingredient here. So if you're making any type of sautés, you're wanting a flavored chicken, you throw your chicken into your mixing bowl, all the spices based on what the recipes are telling you to do, it's fantastic. So it's gonna call for water on the first ingredient. Again, I don't have to be a professional chef to get professional results, just need the tools that they're using. Having this app-based scale in your home is gonna make you look like a professional chef. You are gonna get those professional results. Remember, you can use this scale with a normal blender. Results are gonna vary quite significant because you're not using a Vitamix machine. So do yourself a favor, your family a favor, get the machine home. It is going to change your life. Now, who makes soups at home, by the way? Yeah, how long on average would you say it takes start to finish to make one?
Hour.
Yeah, good hour. I hear 1 to 3 hours all day. Yeah, with the Vitamix machine, it's faster than canned soup in a microwave. Faster than canned soup in a microwave. That's amazing. So we're gonna put the tomato in there. Again, it automatically moves on to the next recipe. If you can hear the ding in there, that tells you that you've done the ingredient perfect and it moves on. So imagine that confidence it's gonna give you, your family, when it comes to cooking. Okay, next ingredient, it's a clove of garlic. So we'll toss in the skin and all with the garlic. Anybody knows what garlic's good for?
Everything.
Keeping vampires away, for sure. All right, so moving on to the next ingredient. Remember, if you don't want to touch your tablet with your sticky phones, you can hit the up button right there. It moves on to the next ingredient for you, which in this case is a stalk of celery. Now, you see I'm quite low on the celery, and just knowing what I know about celery in its raw form, I don't want to use exactly what it's calling for. So I'm going to call that good. Remember that it recalibrates the nutritional breakdown based on the weight of the food that's put in there. Okay, next ingredient is your carrot. Now, who has a food processor at home? Yeah, those things are really difficult to use, and would it be able to handle that size of carrot for you? Absolutely not. It would jam up. You'd have to spend $300-400 on a food processor capable of doing that. I've shown a juicer / blender. I've shown an ice cream maker, and this replaces a food processor as well. Okay, the next ingredient we have here is our broth. Now, a couple options you can do. Follow the ingredient. We're using a vegetable-based bouillon cube, which the recipe calls for. Instead of the cube and water, you can actually put in broth, and you can edit your recipe so that it's that way every single time. So a really cool feature about the app as well. Okay, the next ingredient is taco seasoning. Now remember, this scale measures 1/10 of a gram. That is like nothing, it's minimal. You blow on that scale, it will register it. So I want to show you as I'm putting in this taco seasoning, look over here on what it can measure. My friends, you're gonna spend $250, even $300 on a scale at this quality. You're getting it for only $80 here in Costco, and you can easily see how it goes right by side with Vitamix in making you a perfect cook, perfect chef, okay? Again, I hear that ding, I did that ingredient perfect, and we move on to the blending process, okay? Again, it tells you what setting to use, how long to blend this thing for. I did talk about a food processor, so I do want to show you how Vitamix can actually work as a food processor. You've all heard of Baja Fresh, I'm sure, right? Yeah, they use the Vitamix to mix every one of their salsas. You can do hash browns, coleslaws, you can do these salsas, you can actually grind meat as well, okay? All with the Vitamix. It's done with the numbered settings over here. Number 1 is like a pico de gallo texture. You go from there, it gets finer, finer, and finer. Okay, since I did hot water, if you didn't notice that at the beginning, I do hot water so it's a little bit quicker for me. If I wanted to use cold water, that's totally fine. Vitamix actually heats from friction, just how fast the blade spins. What that means for you, my friends, is you can actually reheat your coffee in 2 minutes using this machine. Cook a soup in as little as 3 minutes, or if you're doing the shortcut like me, doing the hot water, you're like 30 seconds it's done, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and turn that off, move up to the next ingredient here, which would be tortilla chips. And remember, it's all by weight. If you are watching carbs, you can reduce the amount of tortilla chips that you're using. That's totally fine. So we're gonna go ahead and put this back on the scale. Zeroes that out for us, and now we put in our tortilla chips. I mean, look at that. It measures like a single tortilla chips. That is so cool. So you can be as precise as you want to be with your caloric intake. If that's not a big deal for you guys and you're looking more for just flavor, that's what's great as well. You're going to get that perfect flavor, perfect nutritional count as well. Any goal you have when it comes to the kitchen, Vitamix machine alongside this scale is going to do it for you. Next ingredient is the spinach, okay? So we'll toss that in, and this is just to give us texture. You can throw in some cooked chicken, cooked brown rice, some steamed veggies, and remember, you can always edit the recipe based on how you want it, okay? And then it tells us again what to do. We're putting it on the low speed for just a few seconds, and it's gonna chop it for us, okay? Now you can see how simple the Vitamix machine is to use, how simple it is to clean, which is why you are gonna use your Vitamix machine daily, multiple times a day, my friends. It's not a matter of getting it. You have to eat to stay alive. Plain and simple. Vitamix machine is going to change the way that you eat in the kitchen. It's gonna get you healthy. It's gonna save you money on the food bill. Now, let's move up to the next recipe here under serve. Defaults at this one 3 servings. This smoothie is like 2 servings. You guys can always change that in the app on the serving size. Now these 2 little smoothie cups do come with your purchase of the scale. You can throw your bowl on the scale and measure it out as well so you can keep track of what you're consuming. And then we're gonna show you. Watch the little needle down there, let it get to the center of the green, and we are good to go. Now we know exactly what is in the food that we're eating. How cool is that?
That's
Oh,
2 servings.
that's
What's 1 serving?
1 serving. So it's default for 3, which means it's gonna break it down for what I made,
And that's
3
90
people.
calories.
90 calories in there. I mean, that's nothing. The best thing you could ever do for yourself is eat plenty of fruits and veggies. There's only 14% of Americans consuming enough produce. That means 86% of every one of us need a Vitamix in our home. And you can see with what I'm showing you why you will be successful putting a Vitamix to use every single day. And my friends, my cell phone costs more than a Vitamix machine. We value our entertainment in America more than we do our health. Get a Vitamix home. It's only $499. It's gonna change your life. Go ahead and try the soup for me. Amazing. And that's our scale demo.
Woo!